Hello everyone. In this video, we'll understand about merge sort algorithm, which is based on divide and conquer method. This method follows the technique of divide and conquer. For example, if there are n elements that are getting divided into a0, a1, and so on up to n by 2 minus 1, and then again an by 2, an by 2 plus 1, and so on up to an minus 1. Totally, there are n elements in that array. These two sets are further divided into two more sets recursively until we arrive at individual elements. So these elements are then individually compared and sorted in ascending order and finally merged to produce single sorted sequence of n elements. We will understand this algorithm through this example. This is an array having 0 to 6, that means 7 elements, and array has contained elements 35, 10, and so on up to 40. So to proceed with the solution, first, the very first index is considered to be I, that means I is 0. We call it as low index, and the high index is the last one, which is j, considered as j, and that is 6. Therefore, the mid element will be I plus j by 2, which is nothing but 3. That means we will split this, divide this array into two subarrays, 0 to 3 and then 4 to 6, like this. So 0 to 3 and then 4 to 6. And since it has got more than one element, again we will be finding out the mid value here. Mid value will be index 0 plus index 3 divided by 2, which will get 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is approximated to 1 or truncated to 1. Here it is 4 plus 6 by 2, which is 5. So that means here we will divide it from like 0 to 1, one particular subarray, and then 2 to 3, another subarray. Similarly here, since the mid is 5, 4 to 5, one subarray, and another subarray will have 6th index. This no more we will be splitting it because it's already reduced to one element, but whereas this and this will be splitting further. 0 plus 1 by 2, which is 0.5. 0.5 is approximated to 0 or truncated to 0. We always consider the floor value. So here it is 2 plus 3 by 2, which is 2.5. 2.5 is approximated to 2. Here it is 4 plus 5 by 2, which is approximated to 4. That means this one will be split to 0 and 1. And then here it is 2 and 3. Here it is 4 and 5. Now we have split all the big array into smaller elements. Now we need to do the comparison process. So whatever we have done till now, it is actually divide. Now what we are proceeding is conquer process. In conquer process, we will be comparing each element. For example, this two, you have to compare this and this, means 35 and 10, and we notice that 35 is larger than 10. So we will be swapping the elements and merge it. Means here 10 will be written first, 35 will be written next, like this. Then again compare these two, that is 15 and 45. Since 15 is lesser than 45, we will not change the order. Order will remain as it is 15 and 45, and we will keep it. Now this, whatever we arrived at step 1 and whatever we arrived at step 2, that we will be comparing. So first we will compare 10 and 15, this 10 and this 15. We notice that 10 is less than 15. So we wrote 10. Then we will move on. Since this 10 is already written, we will just cut it, and there will be an increment to the process. Initially I was here, and since this 10 is done, we are incrementing I, and it will move on to the next index. Now 35 will be compared to 15, and we notice that 35 is greater than 15. That means 15 will be written first. That means this is done. And this we consider generally as A. This position will consider as J, and that J will be incremented and it will move on here. Now this 35 will be compared with 45, and we notice that 35 is lesser than 45. So 35 is written first in the array, and then 45 is written. So this is also done. Then we will compare A4 and A5. Here it is, this one, A4 and A5. And we notice that 20 is lesser than 25. So we write it in this order, 20 and 25. Then we will compare this This whatever we arrived at this step means whatever we arrived at step 4, which is 4 and 5, and then A6 we will compare. A6 is available here. It is 40. We'll compare that. So when we compare, we'll consider this as I and this as J. And when we compare 20 and 40, we notice that 20 is lesser than 40. So 20 is written. So this is done. And this thing, I will move now. I will move here, means incremented here. And then now 25 is compared with 40. And we notice that 25 is lesser than 40. So 25 is written first and then 40 is written next. So 25 is written and then 40 is written. So that array is also formed. Now next comparison is 0 to 3 and 4 to 6. 0 to 3 available here, 10, 15, 35, 45, and 4 and 6 that is available here, this one. We will be comparing these two. When we do that, we will start this as I and this as J. So first we will compare 10 and 20. We notice that 10 is lesser than 20. So 10 will be written first. So since 10 is done, now I can move on. I will increment this I to this position. Now 15 will be compared with the 20, and then we notice that 15 is lesser than 20. So 15 is written next. And then again, I will move on the I to the next one. Now we will compare 35 and 20. We notice that 35 is larger than 20. So 20 will be written first. So this is written now. That means now I will increment J. It will move on to the next one. So I will compare now 25 with 35. And I notice that 25 is lesser than 35. So 25 will be written first. So I will cut this and move on this J to the next element. Again, 35 will be compared with 40. And I notice 40 is greater than 35. So 35 will be written first. That means this is done. So I will move here now. Now 45 will be compared with the 40, and we notice that 45 is larger than 40. So 40 will be written first, and then 45 will be written. So the final array will be like this: 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, and 45. So that is the methodology of merge sort algorithm. In case if you find the contents of this video to be useful to you, I request you to please like it, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you.